Archangel Michael says, "There's a strange silence in the air tonight, and it's not just ordinary. It's the kind that means something is shifting, something is about to be revealed. A person who once thought they knew everything about you is now standing in awe, completely shaken by your transformation. They never expected you to rise this far, to glow this brightly after everything that tried to break you. They thought they had you figured out, placed you in a box labeled with your past. But the truth they're seeing now is bigger, deeper, and far more shocking than anything they ever imagined. You were not meant to stay hidden forever. The light inside you is now too strong, too brilliant to be ignored. This person didn't just look at you, they froze when they saw you, because your presence was completely unrecognizable from the one they remembered. Their mouth opened, but no words came out. It wasn't just surprise, it was disbelief. Something about you, your aura, your energy, your entire being, felt elevated, divine, and touched by something greater. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They have no idea what you've been through behind closed doors. They don't understand the nights you cried silently, the mornings you woke up tired but still stood tall. This glow they're seeing, it's not luck, it's power that came from pain. You rebuilt yourself from ashes, while they thought you were gone. They didn't see the fire you walked through, they only see the shine that remains. They are now obsessed with knowing how this happened, how someone so broken turned into something so strong. Archangel Michael says, this person is watching you from a distance, trying to process it all. They feel a mix of jealousy, admiration, and regret, all tangled into a storm of emotion. They can't stop thinking about the image of you they saw, elevated, untouchable, extraordinary. Your silence is louder than words to them now. It's not just your looks that changed, it's your spirit, your confidence, your glow. They're haunted by the thought that they underestimated you, and now they're desperate to understand the new version of you. Type Amen to get blessing 118. They saw you in a moment that wasn't meant for them, and now they're stuck with a memory that won't fade. Every time they close their eyes, they see you shining like the star they never believed you could become. And it eats them inside, because they were once close enough to dim that light. Now, they're just an outsider, trying to grasp something that slipped through their fingers. You're not someone they can approach the same way anymore. You've become a different frequency, one they can sense but not touch. They feel small in comparison, like they've been left behind. They wish they had supported you instead of doubting you. But now the truth is written across your face, in your posture, in the way the world looks at you. You're no longer begging for space, you are the room. You are the moment. And they know it. Type Amen to get blessing 690. Someone else saw it too, not just one person. Multiple eyes followed you as you passed. Strangers who don't even know your name sensed there was something majestic walking past them. That's the kind of change you made, not just visible, but vibrational. The energy around you has shifted, and people can feel it even if they don't understand it. You don't have to prove anything anymore, you've already spoken without a word. This person, though, they're the one who can't let it go. They're going through old photos, reading past messages, trying to match the old you with the new. But they're failing. The version they're looking for no longer exists. And now they realize they weren't prepared for the version of you that emerged. It terrifies them in a beautiful way. It reminds them that they had a chance to witness your becoming, but they missed it. Type Amen to get blessing 577. You didn't just survive, you ascended. That's the part they can't handle. People are drawn to you now, not because you're loud or flashy, but because you radiate something they crave. You walk differently now, not just with confidence, but with purpose. Your eyes don't look for approval anymore. They see everything without needing to explain anything. This person wants to come closer but feels unworthy. They fear that their presence might dim your shine again. And deep inside, they know they don't deserve to witness this version of you. They had their time, and they wasted it. They took your light for granted. But now, the light is too blinding for them to stand close. Type Amen to get blessing 442. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, you are now a mirror to them. Not because you reflect who they are, but because you reflect who they failed to become. Every glance at you is a reminder of everything they lacked the courage to chase. They want to say something, to explain themselves, but the words won't come. Because what they saw in you, it silenced their pride. It made their ego disappear in shame. You are not bitter. You've let go, but you've also risen. And your rise is so strong, so divine, that they feel it even without you speaking a word. They walked past you before like you were invisible. But now? Even their soul stops and turns when you walk by. Type Amen to get blessing 931. The universe gave you this glow, not by accident, but by proof. Proof that scars become stories, pain becomes purpose, and silence becomes power. You are a living testimony of that. Every eye that falls on you now feels it. People can't quite explain it, but they know there's something different about you. You carry something rare, grace wrapped in fire. That person who saw you, they're still talking about it. They're telling others how much you changed, but they can't even describe the full truth. Because the full truth can only be felt, not spoken. You didn't just change, you transformed. And transformation speaks louder than anything else in this world. Type Amen to get blessing 719. This moment you're in, it was written. Every second of suffering, every tear you held in, every betrayal you endured, it led to this. You are standing in a season where people who doubted you now have no words. The way they once dismissed you now haunts them. Your existence is a silent revolution. You don't shout, but you shake the world when you show up. This person regrets how they treated you. Their soul knows they missed something holy. They didn't just lose a person, they lost an entire universe disguised as a human. And now, they're left with fragments of a memory that no longer fits the present reality. Type Amen to get blessing 864. Someone else told them, "You won't believe how different they look now." But even those words weren't enough. Because seeing you in person, that was spiritual. It wasn't just beauty they noticed. It was presence. You carry the kind of weight that shifts atmospheres. They see you now, and they can't unsee it. They feel the absence of you more than the presence of others. You've become unforgettable. Not because you forced it, but because you became who you were meant to be all along. Type Amen to get blessing 205. This journey wasn't easy. But it made you magnetic. People now are whispering about you in admiration. That one person, though, their heart aches. Because they know the real story. They know what they missed. Your evolution is louder than any comeback. It's not revenge, it's rebirth. And nothing speaks louder than someone who healed. They saw you, and in that single second, everything they once believed about you shattered. Type Amen to get blessing 309. Archangel Michael says, "Now they stare at you like you're a painting, beautiful, silent, and filled with layers they never took the time to explore. They remember their own arrogance. They remember brushing you off. But they never expected the universe to place a crown where they once left bruises. And that crown shines every time you smile now. They saw you, and their breath caught in their throat. You're not the same. You're untouchable now. And it's not because you built walls. It's because you became a mountain." Type Amen to get blessing 511. Your light doesn't beg, it shines. And it drew them in without permission. Now they're left wanting more of what they once overlooked. The energy around you commands attention. People turn, not out of curiosity, but reverence. That's the power of growth. This person feels like a shadow near you. And they realize that while you were building yourself, they were wasting time. You are no longer a chapter in their life. You are the book they'll never finish. Type Amen to get blessing 741. You have no idea how many people saw you and froze. Something about you speaks deeply to the soul. It's not just the way you look, it's the vibration you carry now. They don't just admire you, they feel you. You entered rooms without making a sound, but your presence spoke louder than anyone's voice. And that person who saw you last? They haven't stopped thinking about it. That single glance at you changed the way they see the world now. Because in you, they saw what becoming truly looks like. Type Amen to get blessing 888. They went home that day and just sat in silence. No music, no distractions, just the memory of your face playing like a reel in their mind. They never thought they'd see someone glow like that, not in real life. They remember the version of you they knew, the one who tried, who gave, who forgave too much. But what they saw now? It was royalty, reborn. Your eyes no longer looked for validation, they reflected wisdom they couldn't understand. They scrolled through your photos, hoping to relive the feeling they had in person. But pictures didn't do justice. The glow, the presence, the transformation, none of it translated fully through a screen. They felt they were staring at a miracle they missed out on. A miracle they once had access to but never truly saw. Now, that miracle shines too brightly for them to even get close. Type Amen to get blessing 627. This change in you has reached further than you know. People who haven't spoken to you in years are suddenly paying attention. Your name is being spoken in conversations you don't even know about. They're not gossiping, they're curious. Curious how you got here, how you became this version of yourself. But the truth is, only you and God know what it took. That one person? They're telling themselves stories to make peace with what they lost. But deep down, they know they didn't deserve you, not then, and maybe not now either. You were always gold, but now, you're untarnished, refined, pure. And they can't stop seeing that. Type Amen to get blessing 456. They thought they would always have access to you. But now, even standing in the same room feels impossible. You've ascended beyond what they ever imagined. Their world feels small in your presence. Not because you made it so, but because they never thought big enough. You, on the other hand, dreamed in silence and acted in faith. They can't sleep some nights. Not since they saw you. That image plays over and over, the light in your eyes, the grace in your steps, the quiet power you carry now. They saw heaven in human form. They saw you. Type Amen to get blessing 503. Archangel Michael says. They want to reach out, but something stops them. It's not fear of rejection, it's reverence. They don't want to taint something so sacred with their former shadows. They remember the times they doubted you, laughed at your dreams, walked away when you needed presence. And now, they can't even face you. They don't know who they would be in your presence anymore. The truth is, they're intimidated. Not by your beauty, not even your success, but by your peace. You radiate it now, and it's something they've never known. They saw a storm survivor in human skin. And they bowed in silence. Type Amen to get blessing 320. You don't chase, you don't explain, you don't prove. And that's what drives them wild. They want answers, but you don't give them. You simply exist in your new power. They ask mutual friends, what happened to them? The response is always the same, they healed. And nothing is more terrifying than someone who has healed without bitterness. You walk with elegance that wasn't there before. You no longer move to be seen, you move because you are meant to. Your life has become a walking miracle. And this person? They saw it in your face and knew they'd never forget it. Type Amen to get blessing 238. They realized too late that your silence wasn't absence, it was evolution. They laughed when you were quiet, unaware you were rebuilding. Now, they see what you've become, and they want to undo the past. But there's no rewind for them, only replay. They'll replay the moment they saw you in your new light for the rest of their life. It will haunt and heal them at the same time. You've become a symbol now. Not just of beauty, but of strength, grace, and resilience. And even if they never say it out loud, they know they witnessed something divine. You were once a chapter. Now, you are the entire book. Type Amen to get blessing 934. The whispers have turned into songs of admiration. People speak your name with warmth, with reverence. That person saw you and felt they were in the presence of something holy. They fumbled over words, trying to pretend like it didn't affect them. But the truth is, it changed them. Something in them broke and bloomed at the same time. Your evolution triggered something in their soul. Something deep, something ancient. They are now in a silent war with themselves, trying to understand what they lost and how it feels so final. You didn't just glow, you awakened something forgotten. Type Amen to get blessing 777. They thought you'd be stuck in sadness. They didn't expect you to bloom. They thought time would bury you, but instead, it crowned you. That moment they saw you was divine timing. A glimpse of what God can do with a soul that doesn't give up. And now, they carry that image like a tattoo on their heart. Even when they look in the mirror, they don't see themselves anymore, they see their mistake. They see how they tried to dim a light that was never meant to go out. You changed, and they changed too, but not in the way they wanted. Type Amen to get blessing 684. Archangel Michael says, the light around you is too real, too loud, too undeniable. It speaks to the highest parts of people's souls. And when this person saw you, they knew they were seeing something sacred. They can't explain it to anyone, not really. They've tried, but words fall short. All they can do is sit with that image burned in their spirit. You've become their quiet obsession. Not because they want to possess you, but because they miss being in the presence of greatness. They didn't know it at the time, but now, they do. They know. And they can never unknow. Type Amen to get blessing 612. You are unforgettable. You moved past them in silence, and they felt the earth shift. That's how powerful your transformation is. It wasn't about revenge. It wasn't about proving them wrong. It was about proving yourself right, and now, your life is the evidence. They saw you glowing, and they saw their own darkness. They realized they never gave you what you deserved. And now, they will carry that weight forever. You are the story they tell with shame in their voice. Type Amen to get blessing 500. They will see you again. Maybe from a distance. Maybe in another silent room. And they will feel it all over again. The awe. The regret. The longing. The truth. You are no longer just a memory to them. You're a lesson. One that will echo through their soul every time they see someone who even slightly resembles your strength. And every time they think of you, they'll remember that one moment. That 1 second. When they saw you, and couldn't believe how much you changed. Type Amen to get blessing 313. They tried to distract themselves afterward, music, people, laughter, but none of it could quiet what they felt after seeing you. Because when a soul encounters something divine, nothing else satisfies. You were no longer the person they once knew, and that realization didn't just shock them, it shattered them. The atmosphere had shifted around you. Even the wind felt different when you walked by. You now carry the kind of energy that parts crowds and silences noise without effort. They didn't expect to feel that pull, that ache in their chest, like something sacred had passed them by. But it did. And now, they are searching for that feeling in other people, and no one can compare. They thought it would be easy to move on, but now they understand, they never really saw you for who you were, and now they're paying the price for it. Type Amen to get blessing 424. They can still feel the moment like it happened seconds ago. The way you stood, the glow on your skin, the grace in your silence. You didn't need to say a word, you said everything with your presence. This wasn't just admiration, they felt your strength press into their soul. A realization hit them, they once had access to this energy, and they wasted it. You have become something uncontainable. A force wrapped in light. And now they are lost in the memory of what they let go. They once had you in their arms, now they carry you only in their regrets. Type Amen to get blessing 842. Others noticed too, people in the room turned when you walked in. Their expressions changed. Their energy shifted. It was like a rare frequency had entered the space. You were no longer trying to fit in. You became the reason the atmosphere changed. This person watched you, frozen, and realized, you weren't the same, you were royal. Every step you took echoed purpose. Every glance you gave whispered power. And your silence? It was louder than their apologies ever could be. You are no longer someone's, what if? You've become a divine, never again. Type Amen to get blessing 955. They remember everything now, the moments they overlooked you, the words they didn't say, the love they withheld. And seeing you like this? It rewrote every memory in their heart. They no longer look at the past with pride. They see missed chances, foolish pride, and a lack of vision. They remember trying to box you in, and now, they're staring at someone who can't be boxed at all. You outgrew the version of yourself they tried to confine. And the most painful part? You did it without needing them. You became more in their absence than you ever did in their presence. Now, they want back in, but the doors are sealed by grace. Type Amen to get blessing 681. Archangel Michael says, they won't find you in old messages. They won't feel you in memories. What you've become lives only in the now, and they're not part of that now. This person saw something they weren't ready for. And it's eating them from the inside. Not because you hurt them, but because you healed without them. Your healing was your glow-up. Your silence was your transformation. And your absence is now the loudest part of their life. They didn't believe you could rise. Now, you're above the clouds they once threw over you. Type Amen to get blessing 349. You were the lesson they never wanted to learn. The mirror they didn't want to face. And when they finally did, it was too much. They turned away, but your image stayed. They closed their eyes, but your light was still there. Your evolution haunted their peace. They tried to pretend you were just a phase. But phases don't leave eternal marks. You weren't a chapter, they just failed to realize you were the whole book. Now, every story they tell ends with your name. Type Amen to get blessing 101. They saw the light in your eyes and didn't recognize it at first. It wasn't makeup, clothing, or confidence, it was something sacred. Something earned through battles they never saw. They remember how you used to dim your shine for them. Now they see that same shine burning like fire, and it terrifies them. Not because it's dangerous, but because it proves you never needed them to begin with. You loved them deeply. But you loved yourself enough to rise. And that love you gave to yourself is what they now envy. They lost someone who turned pain into power. Type Amen to get blessing 776. Now they know. Now they understand. Now they regret. They may not say it, but every word they don't speak is soaked in sorrow. They scroll through their feeds hoping to catch a glimpse of you, praying for something that feels like you. But no post, no story, no message can touch what they saw that day. That moment lives outside of the digital world. That was divine. That was unforgettable. They saw you. And they'll never unsee it. Type Amen to get blessing 234. The world is still spinning, but their heart is stuck in that second. They go to sleep with your image burned into their soul. They wake up hoping it was just a dream. But it wasn't. It was real. And it was holy. You didn't just rise. You ascended. And that's something they'll never forget, no matter how far life takes them. Your silence left the deepest echo in their world. Type Amen to get blessing 459.